Hello, I'm Carlton Van Putten, founder and CEO of PayRent. Welcome to the Keys to Success podcast, where we unlock the secrets to smarter investments, smoother tenant management, and bigger profits, one episode at a time. Ready to master your property game? Let's dive in.
Welcome back to Keys to Success. Unlock your financial potential. That's what we're all about here. And I think today's topic is going to resonate with so many of you. You know that feeling, right? You're paying rent every month, like clockwork. And it's a big chunk of your income.
A huge chunk for a lot of people. Absolutely.
But it's like it just disappears into the void, right? No real lasting benefit. At least that's how it's always felt.
Yeah, that's been the traditional view for a long time.
But what if I told you there's a way to turn that rent, that monthly expense, into a tool for building a stronger financial future? We're talking about actually leveraging rent payments to build credit. That's what we're diving into today.
It's an exciting shift in the landscape, and I think it's going to be a game changer for a lot of renters and landlords.
And that's what I'm most excited about, because this isn't just about numbers on a page. It's about people, real people, taking control of their financial well-being.
Absolutely. And for so long, responsible renters haven't really gotten the credit they deserve, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Right, because you're paying your rent on time, every month, showing you're reliable, but that wasn't really reflected in your credit history.
Exactly. That's the gap that rent reporting aims to bridge.
So let's break this down. We've got a lot of renters listening, people who are maybe just starting out, or maybe they've been renting for years. What's the core challenge they've been facing when it comes to building a solid credit history?
Well, the biggest obstacle has been the way traditional credit scoring models work. They've focused heavily on things like credit card use, how you manage loans, that kind of thing.
Which makes sense, right? You want to see how people handle debt.
Right. But the problem is, this approach kind of leaves out a huge portion of the population, particularly those who choose to rent or maybe aren't in a position to take on a lot of debt.
And those are often the people who need a good credit score the most.
Precisely. They needed to qualify for better interest rates, maybe get a car loan, even secure an apartment in some cases.
So how does rent reporting actually step in and address this?
It's pretty straightforward, really. Rent reporting is essentially the process of making those on-time rent payments visible to the major credit bureaus. Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, the big three.
Okay, so there's a system in place to actually get that information to those all-important credit bureaus.
Exactly. And that's where services like RentCred come in. They act as the bridge between renters, landlords, and those credit bureaus. They verify the rental agreements, crack the payment history, and then they report those on-time payments, like clockwork, to the credit bureaus.
So it's like finally getting those gold stars for good behavior that renters deserve.
Exactly. It's about time that those rent payments start working in their favor, helping build a stronger credit profile.
I love that. So let's say someone, a renter, decides to sign up for RentCred or maybe a similar service. What tangible benefits can they expect to see down the line?
The most immediate and significant benefit is the potential to see a real boost in their credit score. Remember, consistent on-time rent payments are a powerful indicator of financial responsibility.
It's a massive monthly expense for most people, so managing that well shows a lot.
Absolutely. And as that credit score improves, all sorts of doors start to open.
Right.
We're talking lower interest rates on loans, easier approvals for credit cards with better rewards, maybe even lower security deposits on future rentals. It can really impact your financial life in so many positive ways.
It's like a ripple effect, right? One good financial habit leads to all these other opportunities.
Precisely. And for people who are new to the credit world, maybe they're young adults or new to the country, rent reporting can be a crucial first step.
I can imagine that being a game changer for them.
Absolutely. It helps them establish a positive credit history from the get-go, become credit visible, so to speak. That foundation can then make it so much easier to navigate the financial world as they move forward.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, let's flip the script for a moment and talk about landlords. What's the incentive for them to get involved with rent reporting, especially with a service like RentCred?
I think landlords are realizing more and more that offering rent reporting is a win-win for both them and their tenants. It's a value-added service that can really make a difference.
I can see how that would attract and retain good tenants.
Absolutely. Tenants love it because it helps them build their credit, and landlords benefit because it often leads to more reliable tenants who are invested in maintaining a positive payment history.
It sounds like a way to foster a stronger, more mutually beneficial relationship.
Precisely. Plus, a lot of these services, like RentCred, offer additional perks for landlords. Things like streamlined payment processing, tools to manage properties more efficiently. It can really simplify their operations.
So it's not just a feel-good thing. There are practical benefits for everyone involved.
Exactly. It's a smart business move for landlords and a powerful financial tool for renters.
So we know rent reporting can make a difference, but let's talk numbers for a second. How much of an impact are we typically seeing on credit scores?
The impact can be significant, and we have the data to back it up. When rent payment history is included in credit reports, it paints a much more comprehensive picture of a person's financial behavior, and that's what lenders are looking for.
So it's not just a few points here and there.
No, we're talking about potential increases of 30, 40, even 50 points or more in some cases. And even if you already have a decent credit score, consistent rent reporting can give it an extra boost.
It's like that extra credit assignment that bumps up your grade.
Exactly. And for people starting from scratch, building a credit history through rent reporting can be the key to unlocking all sorts of financial opportunities.
Now, you mentioned earlier that RentCred reports to all three major credit bureaus. Why is that so important?
That's a crucial point because not all lenders and creditors use all three bureaus. By reporting to all of them, RentCred ensures that your positive rent payment history is seen by the widest possible audience. That increases your chances of getting approved for loans and credit cards with the best terms.
It's like casting a wider net to catch the best opportunities.
Exactly. It maximizes your chances of success and ensures that you're getting the full benefit of rent reporting.
So let's get practical for a moment. For our listeners who are thinking, okay, this sounds great, but how do I actually get started? What's the process like with RentCred?
It's surprisingly easy. For renters, the first step is to check if your landlord is already enrolled. If not, you can sign up directly through RentCred.
And it's a pretty simple process, right?
Very straightforward. You provide some basic information, your name, address, rental details, things like that. Then, RentCred verifies your information with your landlord, usually through a copy of your lease agreement. Once that's confirmed, boom, your rent payments start getting reported to those credit bureaus.
Easy peasy. And what about landlords who want to offer this to their tenants?
It's just as easy for them. They create an account with RentCred, link their property management software if they have one, and then they can start reporting rent payments for all their tenants who opt in. It's a pretty seamless process, really.
So it sounds like this is something that both renters and landlords can implement without too much hassle.
Exactly. It's designed to be user-friendly, and RentCred's got great customer support if you have any questions along the way.
Perfect. Now, I always love to hear real-world examples. Do you have any stories about how RentCred or other rent reporting services have actually made a difference in people's lives?
Oh, absolutely. We've seen so many people go from being credit invisible to having a solid credit score, all thanks to consistent rent reporting.
That must be so empowering.
It is. And then there are others who were able to finally qualify for that car loan they needed or get a credit card with a lower interest rate, saving them money in the long run. These are the kinds of success stories that really make this all worthwhile.
It's about real people achieving their financial goals, and that's what it's all about.
Exactly. It's about leveling the playing field and making sure everyone has the opportunity to build a strong financial future.
I love it. So as we wrap things up here, what's the key takeaway for our listeners?
Well, if you're a renter, know that you don't have to let those rent payments disappear into thin air anymore. Services like RentCred can turn them into a powerful tool for building your credit and opening up a world of financial opportunities. And for landlords, offering rent reporting is a fantastic way to attract and retain great tenants while streamlining your operations. It's a win-win for everyone involved.
Absolutely. So if you're listening and this resonates with you, take that next step. Explore RentCred, check out their website, see what they offer. It could be the key to unlocking your own financial success story. That's all for this episode of Keys to Success, where we help you unlock your financial potential one smart move at a time. Remember, your financial journey is unique, and we're here to guide you every step of the way.
Until next time.
See you then.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Keys to Success. I invite you to check out past episodes and follow us on your favorite podcast platform to get notified when new ones are released. And when you're ready to simplify managing your properties, be sure to visit us at www.payrent.com.